Hi everyone, this is Hector. Today is Thursday the 10th of May 2007. It's 2 p.m. Euro time, and I'm looking into what's been my favorite pair for the last few weeks, the Euro Canadian dollar in the 4 hours time frame. It's the one that's showing probably along with the USD Canadian dollar the best trend in a scenario, and I keep on exploiting it once and over again. If I enter once again on this trade, it will be my third trade on this chart in the last 2 weeks. I entered off this breakout right there. I made a few pips, then I enter again right here. I made another 40 pips a few days ago, and I'm looking into this triangle forming right now in the 4 hours time frame. I have it marked on my chart. Alright, I'm of course looking to try the breakout to the downside, a breakout thrust, a posterior pullback, and that would signal as we resume the downswing my short entry. Of course, any trade to the upside will mean that the trade plan is violated, and therefore I will take no entry. I definitely wouldn't take a long entry off a breakout to the upside, because that would be trading against the overall market sentiment and the overall downtrend. Alright, so price comes from a nice swing down. This is last week's price action. Alright, nice swing down, takes some time to breathe. Okay, hopefully the bears are just gathering some energy before releasing a new attack to new lows this week, probably perhaps into the next week, already since today's Thursday. I'm looking into a new swing position, probably for another 70 pips, which is the 70, even up to 100 pips, which is the height of this triangle. You know, the way I measure targets is measuring the height of the pattern to the breakout level. We should be around, should take me around 148.50. Okay, that's the trade plan. Also, what I like is that today's price action has been confined by yesterday's price action. Let's have a look. You see this purple, light purple square right here, blue square, whatever call it that, whatever color that is. That's yesterday's price action. This square right here is today's price action. So as you can see, what happened today has been confined within yesterday's range. That's what textbooks or candlestick formation players call as an inside bar. Okay, you have a move, then you have the next day a smaller range, and within the previous day range, that signifies consolidation. Okay, market is gathering energy, perhaps still not the market is gathering some energy, still hasn't made up its mind as of where it wants to break out, either to the upside or to the downside. If it does break out to the downside and therefore breaking this triangle, I'm expecting a new swing down, which is what I'm gonna try to ride on this setup. Alright guys, that's it. I'm going to pause the video. I'm not going to take any trade within the next hour or so, because even if the breakout occurs right now, which it doesn't because there's still a fair distance to the downside, but even if it did, there are some news coming out in half an hour on the Canadian dollar, and also we have the Euro interest rate decision as well. So for the time being, I'm not going to take any trade within the next 1-2 hours. I'm going to pause the video, and I will keep on updating once the news dust settle a little bit. I will reconsider the situation and see if we finally see that breaker to the downside that I'm hoping for. Alright guys, see you. Hi guys, this is Sector again. It's 3:15 p.m. It's been about 1 hour and a half since the last update. As predicted, we got a breakout to the downside. Okay, we have the news on our back, both the news on the euro and the Canadian dollar. And it's time to search for an entry. I'm gonna zoom. This is a 4 hours chart, by the way, so I'm gonna zoom into the 1 hour chart. All right, and let's see what we find there. Well, as we can see, let me redraw a little bit the triangle bottom right there. As we can see, we got a breakout. Then we are seeing the pullback now. And if we continue now on the move down, and we break this low, which was the initial breakout thrust, the bottom, all right, of the initial breakout thrust, this level, which would be 149.35, few pips below 149.32, more or less, that will signal my my short entry. What I like particularly about this setup is that we've just had the Canadian news, alright, and it's been Canadian bearish, meaning that the Euro Canadian, okay, this chart should be seen a move up, alright, which we've seen right there. But still, despite the news, despite the trade balance news, which was almost 1 billion lower than expected, we are seeing that the EuroCAD is failing to resume its move into the triangle. Okay, so like I say, if once the news does settle a little bit, I see that the move to the downside resumes despite the news, okay, and we make lower lows. I will not doubt to enter my my short entry in there. In the other side, in the other hand, if I see that price dives back into the triangle and meanders a little bit up here, I will stop for that. I will not consider this as a valid breakout. Okay, I will consider it as a fake out, and I will reassess the whether I want to enter on this breakout or not. Probably not. For the time being, it's looking good. We've had the breakout. We've seen the pullback. Okay, you see, breakout, next bar is a pullback, and if we now continue to the downside, right there, I will trigger my short entry, and I will of course update everything that's happening on this chart, on this particular setup to you guys. All right, bye bye. Hi guys, well, this is the final update on this possible setup. If you remember, I was following possible triangle breakout to the downside in the direction of the main market sentiment, but it seems like it's it's kind of fizzled, to be honest. In all fairness, this turned out to be a fake out and not an actual breakout. I was expecting. Let me draw that properly. I will zoom in for a clear view. There we are. I was actually expecting a breakout, a pullback, and a continuation to the downside. Instead of that, what we've gotten is a breakout, but then a massive pullback above the mid band, okay, above all the way up to the upper half of the triangle, and therefore back into consolidation mode. So this breakout is effectively invalid. I will not follow it anymore. I will have to wait for another setup, another breakout, or another signal altogether, because this, like I say, this breakout has fizzled. You see, guys, this is the importance of playing it safe, to trade breakouts in the conservative way. Had I just placed a bracket order, a sell stop order right there, I would have gotten filled in, and the fake out would have killed me. I would have lost by, I don't know, some good pips in there. Okay, so my advice is to always wait for the three aspects. Remember, breakout, pullback, and continuation. Okay. Well, that's all. I'm closing this. My trading session has already ended. I just wanted to update on this setup. Bye bye.